Alright, in this video we're going to change out the VRO fuel pump in this 1999 50 horse Johnson motor to a regular fuel pump. Stay tuned, I'll explain to you why we can do that and how to do it. Let's do it. This is a two-stroke motor which requires oil to be mixed with the gas at a 50-to-1 ratio. And this fuel pump right here is called a VRO fuel pump, actually does that. But this motor has been converted so that you do not need the mixture here because the gas is being mixed in the fuel tank versus here, and it's been disconnected in here. We're not going to go into how to disconnect that on this video, but what we are going to do is take this fuel pump off and put a new one on that does not require it. And here it is right here. That's $400. This is $15. And I'll have a link down in the video description. Let's get started. Now, on this particular model, different ones are mounted differently. With this particular one, I took the front plate off the carburetor here, and I've disconnected from the carburetor, 6 screws holding on there, so it's loose now. This pump is actually mounted to this front plate with some rubber, as you can see here, these rubber little tabs that run through between here. What we'll do is we're going to cut these off, pull this out, and go ahead and mount our fuel pump over here and run all the hoses to it. Let's get started. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is cut these little rubber things that are holding it. Go ahead and get it loose. So we're not going to be using those again. Get that loose. And one more here, get it loose. So we got that off. Alright, there it is right there. Now, let's see, this is the outlet right here, because you see it going to the carburetors here. So that would be the outlet. The inlet is underneath here. Let's go ahead and pull this off right here. And the old fuel pump is out right there. Whoa, okay. Now what we want to do is we'll have to find a spot to mount it. I'm thinking about mounting it right straight to here. We'll mount it maybe in here. We'll see how it goes. If it'll fit in here, we may end up doing that. But let's see how it works out where we want to mount this. Stay tuned. Alright, the old VRO fuel pump is out. And this is the new pump going in right here. So what we got to do now is find a place to mount this. So what I've done, I got a 1/4 bolt coming right through here and it's solid in here, so I won't have to take this cover back off again to get to it, so that I can actually access it. Got a little piece of aluminum I found, a scrap piece of aluminum I had. What we're going to do, we're going to mount this piece of aluminum right here and mount the pump to it right here, and then we'll set it in there. And this is set up so I will not have to actually add any hoses. They all will reach with this sitting right there. So let's get started and get this thing mounted right now. Here we go. Alright, you see those holes line? I've got drilled up so they line up. We'll get that on and mount it up there like that. So let's get our screws out here and get started. Alright, that's how it's going to fit on the plate right there with these 2 bolts coming through right here. That actually will help tighten this up in here too. So you got to put those bolts in here to give you extra support on the gasket right in here. So let's get some nuts on that right there. Alright, we got our lock washers, our washer, lock washer, and the nuts come in. Where's the nuts at? Here they are. We'll have to use a screwdriver to get this nice and tight here. These has also got lock threads on here too, and we got lock washers, so we're gonna be good with that. It's not coming off. Alright, as you can see, we got this bolted up to this flange right here, nice and tight. What we're gonna do now is hook all our hoses up. I actually marked some marks on here so I know which one goes to what. This is the out right here, which is here, and input is right down here. So we're going to get it all straightened out here and get it hooked up right now and set it in here, and we should be good to go. Stay tuned. Alright, as you see, we got everything connected. Got brand new clamps on here, stainless steel. Everything looks good here. So now we just got to pull it down here and see how she mounts on my bracket here. and I think it's going to be just fine. Get this one more bolt on here, and I think we'll be good to go. Here we go, right here. We'll go ahead and put this on here. Tighten it up. And I think we're going to be ready to give it a test run. Let's see what we got here. This should tighten up. I got the other bolt really tight so that it will, I don't have to worry about taking that out again. Let's see. Let's get it. Okay. What y'all think? Mounts up good. All the hoses are nice and clear. Feeding into everything. Alright. I think we need to give it a test run. Let's do it. Alright, everything's looking good. We got our gas back hooked up. We got this hooked up. We got to go pump the bubble a couple times and give it a test run, but everything seems to be nice and fluid here. No crimps in here on the hoses or nothing, so that's our fuel line coming in. I think it looks good. Let's give it a test run. Here we go. Alright, the field test looks good. Let's take it out for a real test out in the water right now. Let's do it. Here we go. And we're off, buddy!
Yeah, buddy!
Alright, I want to go this direction because I want to stay where I can float back to the pier just in case. I'm hoping we're okay now, but just in case. We're going to turn this thing around here. Go this direction, buddy! Alright! Let's look back here. Woo! She is flying! I love it. My change out from the VRO fuel pump to a standard fuel pump was a success. You may want to check with your local marine dealer to make sure you get one that's compatible with your motor. I'll put a link to the one I use down in my video description if you're interested in buying that particular one. The price is crazy difference. I see them as low as $150 for the VRO pump and as high as $400. So they say online sometimes the 150 ones won't last as long, and if you have to spend $150 every time, it could get pretty expensive. So anyway, this $15 fuel pump, I think it actually was $12 or $13. But anyway, it's super cheap and it works. So, but you got to remember one thing: when you switch your motor out from the VRO system, you have to mix the oil with the gas, or you will burn your motor up. So make sure you always have a system for mixing it. I use a standard mixing little container that tells me how much I need to put in versus how many gallons I put in. So make sure I get a 50-to-1 ratio. So make sure you do that when you swap, if you do decide to swap it out instead of just changing the VRO fuel pump. All right, appreciate everybody coming along with me on this little adventure. I hope it helps y'all save a little money if y'all decide to do this. Happy boating out there, and I hope everyone the best of luck on your fishing. Take care.